Hi guys, I'm Bogdana from Study Group Bulgaria, and in the next 60 seconds you're gonna find out why it's great to study medicine in Bulgaria. Stay with us.
My name is Kanika and I come from England, from Leicester to be specific, and I study here at the Plovdiv Medical University. And I felt like for me it really combined my social skills and this flair for science together in the best way. And I've always felt that I've wanted to help people. For example, when I was a child, I helped a blind girl through her education by being her scribe. So I just think there's something in me that just wanted to help people more than I could. So right after receiving my rejections from English medical schools, which is a common occurrence as we all know, I started looking up places in Eastern Europe that taught medicine in English, so I wouldn't have any language issues to overcome while I was studying. And I started Googling basically, just like any other student would. And I think Bulgaria and Plovdiv specifically came up very top at my Google searches. And then I started looking into how recognized the qualification is, and turns out I end up getting an MD here rather than an MBBS, which is a slightly higher degree than I would get at home. Fortunately, I did come here through an agency, which meant that I didn't have to do a lot of the communicating with the university myself. That would have involved a lot of translation and a lot of hassle for myself. All I had to really do was collect all my documents and hand them to my agency, which then dealt with all of the communication with the university admissions offices, all the translation and everything in the middle. All I had to do was be present wherever they needed me to be. We had staff members from the agency which were with us the whole time during the process of making our bank accounts, making our phone cards. Everything that we had to set up initially in this country, they had us covered for. The professors here are very professional and they speak very good English, so there isn't a language barrier at all most of the time. And they have they split their time, so they give half of their time to their students teaching, and half of the time they spend clinically at the hospitals, so they share their experiences from whatever they've learnt at the hospitals to us as students. What I found here to be very different from other universities is that we get a lot of dissection time. So in the initial years when you learn anatomy, the basic principal science of medicine, you actually get to do it very hands-on, which is different to, for example, in England where you're taught it from textbooks. Here you actually get to cut people up. There are many international people here at this university. For example, my year alone, which I'm in third year now, we have 250 people roughly that are just international students. And out of those 250, I'd say about a good 150 are from England alone, which makes me feel so much at home and very much how I would feel as if I went to university in England. So now that I'm in third year, I don't tend to get much free time. But initially when we used to, we used to go to the Rowan Canal a lot. It's quite famous for its serene environment, and during the summer you see lots of Bulgarian families playing around, and it's just a very positive environment to be with. There's a patch of 4 kilometers that you can cycle around, and it's a very good sort of path. So I do that personally myself. So an area called Kapana in the town centre is very much referred to as the Camden of London, which means it's like the cobbled streets, and it's a very kitschy area where there's lots of different cuisines, so that you can pretty much eat any different kind of food. We go to a lot of different bars with our friends when we're done from exams, for example, or whenever we have free time. And it's like the perfect place to be. We even have a cafe, like the Friends Cafe there, which is a very homely vibe with their like sofas and all. I would definitely recommend Bulgaria and studying abroad in general to my friends, because I feel like your growth curve really shoots up when you leave the country and study abroad. You have to deal with another language, deal with a different process of the way people work. It's just a huge growth curve.